so that is a fact. They remember from the very start. I knew that them only having 8 Forsaken was going to be a narrative problem sooner or later. And
Hmm.
now, what happened to Samael? And so they're down to 5, maybe,
Right.
and we haven't even we don't.
And
There's one we
that was in 6, right, where she got him. What that was at the end of 6, where she
no, that was at
captures him,
7.
right?
That was at 7. It was the end of 7. 7 was a very, very good episode.
Well,
Very
how
good
did
episode.
she? Did she? Okay, but in 7, how did we find? How did she capture him?
He had already been captured by Moiraine using the ball, using the
I know, but
Tarantula.
what episode did she capture him in?
No, it didn't show it.
Didn't
It's
show it,
that's
right?
kind
They
of here
didn't
he is.
show the capture. That's right.
Right. They
Okay.
didn't. They just there he is captured, and Moiraine's got him wagging her finger, and I'm coming. You're going to train Rand, and somehow Moghedien found out about that, and then she pulled the Silence of the Lambs thing on Samael,
Right.
which was very effective and wonderfully gruesome. And I guess um, I didn't. I don't know why I wasn't bothered by it because I should have had to get up and go relieve my stomach after that
Yeah.
display.
What happened?
Pretty
What
horrific.
happened here in this part here where Rand, like, I can't remember this little. You said something about the little girl back in 6.
With the deal was
He was trying.
that
Why did she die?
okay, when I think they're having Samael have traveled to the waste to try and kill Rand, and he failed, and Rand destroyed the building with what almost amounted to personal balefire.
Oh, that's
And
right. I remember.
she was on an upper story, and when the building collapsed, she was crushed and killed.
Yeah, she was crushed, and he's
So
freaking out about it.
well, he owes her toe. I mean, that's toe that cannot be atoned. He can't meet his toe for her. So that's big bad stuff. That is really one of the more effective emotional moments in that whole area. My humble opinion. Look at yeah, there you go. Exactly. He's authentically and rightfully aghast and
Yeah.
grieving and just he loved that little girl and I did too, and that was a very affecting moment, really
Yeah, and
affecting.
he like starts to channel and freak out, and he's trying to bring her back to life, right?
Right, that's picking up that whole deal. That was to me picking up the thing that was in the Stone of Tyr. So they're going to use some different kind of deal. I mean, how that's going to play out in 4 is definitely going to be interesting to see because we have yet to talk about the issue about him and Kuladin on the reveal at Al Khair Dal because that wasn't handled as well as I'd like.
Right.
That was another quibble of mine. 8 was not as good as 7, but mostly because they had so much they had to cram in there. We got kind of a Cliff's Notes of those parts of the story. Would have been nice to have seen a little bit more going in and coming out of each of those incidents.
Right.
We had those of at that point the series is really relying upon everybody who has been watching the show. If you've been watching, you go, okay, that's fine. Moraine's going to get taken to the Wise One, so the stab thing, is not going to be as critical as you might imagine. So she's going to survive, and we know
So,
Lanfear escaped through a portal, so she's going to survive. Um, but it's just bang,
is
bang,
there anything we
bang,
want? Was
bang.
there anything else on 6 we wanted to touch about? Because I was thinking about,
I have nothing on 6. I
yeah,
just six was just
it was
it
kind
was just
of,
transition.
it wasn't horrible.
No, but it wasn't anything.
And they built up that little girl when she was doing pretending to be a spear sister, right?
Right.
And they kind of like established, and then Avienda sees him, kind of like
Mhm.
seeing a different side of Rand a little bit there.
Right. So
Uh,
that is the beginning of the setup. There is going to be a very different romantic situation for Rand in the Outer. I mean, he hasn't
yes,
even met Elaine, and he's only there's he and Min have seen each other. Yeah, I think it was in Faldara
I
at the
didn't have
bar.
any major problems with 6. Things were
No,
moved
but
along quite well. I think they're trying to put pieces into place,
yeah,
uh,
move the
move the
pieces on
pieces
the board.
around.
Right, move the pieces on the board.
But
Fine.
when we get to 7,
That's the masterpiece. That's a really great episode. and it's because they focused partly. They did cut away a little bit to keep the other stories cooking, but it was principally the Battle of Emmons Field, and they did.
Little parent
There was a
action.
little bit of storyboarding issue as the thing proceeded. I got lost in several occasions in the battle. And that's unfortunate. But generally, cinematically, I thought it was handled excellently. I cannot praise Fail high enough to the skies. I absolutely love the actress.
Yeah.
Absolutely love her. She's perfect. She and Tom are the best actors in the show, bar none, including Moraine, who's very, very good, of course. But those two come in, and when they show up, they own the screen. Everybody else has to move around them, and that's a thing of beauty
Yeah,
because
they
they're
did a
so
great
good.
job with them, and I thought
Oh,
that building up Perrin, again in Emmons Field here, and you see all these people. Obviously, there's a lot of time been going by in between the episode. There's lots of they've created battle
mhm.
places. They've been training the people in Emmons Field for the Trollocs to come. Um,
Props to Maxim. Props to how they're handling Maxim and Alana also. And also, I like that they're developing the little Cawthon girls as
having
novitiates,
yeah,
and
that
they're
was
they're
pretty
ready to
good.
be accepted now. Those girls are. I mean, if they can heal Alana, to bring her back to life twice, they're good to go. Let's give them the ring. They don't need.
Right.
Maybe they're not ready to be a sister, but by gosh, they've certainly got healing skills. They're definitely Yellow Aja girls. Let's get her done. Because
And then we
and
also
the way
had
they dealt with,
the
oh
the
my gosh, the way they dealt with Eamon Valda. Thank you so much. Get rid of his character. It was just not working for me anymore. That's just too mindless and evil for this
right.
part of the story. I just can't cope with it anymore. So good, bye.
And then we have, the wise one that had a little channeling going on, so they used her a little bit. Um, you can see
Remind
her
me where that occurred.
right here. But when they were saying "link with us,"
Oh no, no, no. Well,
she
that's Aes
got burnt.
Sedai. No,
Did,
no, she's Aes Sedai, not Wise One. That's
this
Alana Mosbane.
no, this other one next to her is the wise one, not the two girls. The other
No,
one
the
next
one
to her,
next to her. That no, that other.
she's
That
the
she
village
is
wise one.
the
The wisdom. Sorry,
wisdom, the
that's what I meant.
wisdom, not a
I
wise one.
I don't know why
Yeah,
I
it's
was
a
saying
big
wise one.
difference.
I was saying
No, no, it's
wisdom.
so easy to
I meant
confuse
wisdom.
both the labels. Yeah.
That's what
No,
I
no,
meant.
it's so easy to do. But yeah, she's the wisdom, and it turns out, yes, she can not only will listen to the wind, isn't that what they call it?
Hmm.
But turns out that, yeah, like Nynaeve, though she's not as strong,
Didn't she get burned out though in this and die?
I think that she might have had to stop, but I didn't get the impression she was burned out.
Right.
It wasn't like the last scene of episode the season 8, season
Now,
1, episode 8, where the other girls just got burned out and dead. It wasn't like that. I don't think.
what did you think of this? The
I'm
the
listening.
Spear sisters and
Chiad
the
and Bane.
the Ogier